I used to work for my best friend's parents at their restaurant, mainly doing deliveries and occasionally helping out with cleaning. The job was all right, but having my friend's parents as my bosses made it uncomfortable. This uncomfortable feeling never really subsided. They were unhappy whenever something didn't go exactly as planned, and they intentionally scheduled my friend and me on opposite days, defeating the purpose of why I took the job. This unsettling experience took place during my last month working there. It was a regular rainy night, starting with a few quick deliveries, but significantly slowing towards the latter half. My friend's dad hated the slow periods and would get grumpy even though it was out of my control. A call came in around 8:30 p.m., an hour after my last delivery and just 30 minutes before my shift ended. I overheard him arranging a delivery that was 40 minutes away. I was almost at the end of my dress and objected, but he brushed off my concerns. I found myself heading to an unfamiliar, remote location in the dark. This place gave me eerie vibes. It was far from everything, with old, creepy houses. When I arrived, I was filled with discomfort. The place was unsettling, with no sign of life except a dim light flickering in one of the houses. I approached the designated address cautiously. Nobody answered, and the whole area seemed desolate. I called the customer, but they didn't pick up. Suddenly, a light flickered inside the house, casting eerie shadows on the walls. My breath hitched as the door slowly creaked open, revealing the young man. He emerged from the darkness, his face partially concealed in shadows, adding to his mysterious demeanor. His hollow eyes bore into mine as he asked me, unnaturally monotonous, to place the food on the table without further explanation. My heart pounded loudly, urging me to leave, to escape this ominous presence. With its worn appearance, the house seemed more like a haunted dwelling than a residence. Dread washed over me, but I gathered my courage and declined the strange request. "I'll just leave the food here," I stammered, suggesting he pay quickly. His face contorted into a grotesque expression, a wicked grin across his features. His eyes, devoid of humanity, bore into my soul. I could sense malevolence emanating from him, sending shivers down my spine. He slowly stepped onto the porch, the boards creaking beneath his weight. I could feel an invisible presence closing in, suffocating me with fear and foreboding. With my heart pounding, I dropped the bag and sprinted back to my car, fumbling for my keys in sheer panic. The man's gaze followed me intently, his eyes glowing unnaturally. The door slammed shut with a resounding thud, and I sped away, desperate to escape the sinister clutches of that dreadful house. As I drove back, the dread persisted, lingering like a haunting melody. What horrors could have awaited me had I not trusted my instincts and made a hasty retreat? The thought sent chills down my spine, leaving an indelible mark of fear and uncertainty. I shared the incident with my friend's dad, expecting concern or action. However, all he cared about was the payment. Frustrated, I decided to quit. It wasn't until later that I realized the gravity of the situation. The lingering question remains, what could have happened if I hadn't acted in time?